All right, y'all, let's break down the matrix on the tribulation time frame and the woman who is expecting the child, and the woman clothed in the sun and the moon under her feet, the cows, the sheep, the beastmen, those types of things. All right, so the oats, the votes, that's what you go feed the beast to keep them happy. And the votes are changing, and they're not going down very easy, and it's giving the beast, they're starting to get those stomach issues. And that crapture's coming that I told y'all about back when, right? Then we're gonna get that rapture for your Christmas for 2024 and such, when all hell's already broke loose and you can't get your Christmas and all your shit and all this other stuff, and the detox where that ox is going on or starting. And either way, so let's break things down, because on 9/23/2017, okay, 7 years later is 2024, 9/23. So let's break some things down, because I told you tribulation is kind of over, or it's ending, all right? And as it's ending, we have the Lord's wrath setting up the great tribulation. So as one is ending, there's an overlap of one setting up the other, and they're tying together one end to the other, and that's where you get the ends of time tied together, and you have the tree that is not done. Okay, they're taken out with the bricks and the flood and the ropes around the ties on the neck and all this other shit, okay? Either way, so as this knot's being tied, there's the tree that is to come, but most people are all watching the show production. They're watching the stage, the world stage, and they're living their lives by it, okay? And they don't know that everywhere you go is a movie, that we live in a projection. It's that the kings of this earth run the projection through the projection, okay? So, and this projection gives you truth. You have to seek it. They give you all the shows and the news, the lies, and all this stuff out there, and with little bits of truth where you have to go seek it, okay? And they usually drop the truth bombs on the times where you're laughing, or in the kids shows where those types of things. But so the projection runs the projection. So if you don't know, there's a world stage out there, and you're part of that world stage in a matter of speaking, and everybody's participating in different ways. Then they have loaded the world stage already with the armies that gathered for the beast change, the RNA messenger that's been taken out for the DNA in the body. The temple is just going to be that nuke, that nucleic acid just going boom. What the fuck is happening? Why am I getting rabies? Why am I getting parvo for my dog? Why am I getting whatever else? Whatever else. Okay? So, these things just suppress it. It's always in your body. The immune system, all that shit's always in your body. So, once it's destabilized, Twilight Zone's on the way. All right, this is that tribulation time frame. Either way, y'all. So, 2017, we see the woman clothed in the sun, moon, all these things. Moon under her feet. Kamala is the moon. And this would be that pregnant with a child, and we're giving one birth to the Jesus, who is going to give rise to the Satan, and then all those different things. So one brings the other. That's where you would have now setting up for the false prophet long count in 7/20/24, the same as the 70 weeks of Daniel. Okay, so that's where you have that, and then the moon under her feet, Kamala by September and such. All right, and then that would be the 23 year on the 9/11 anniversary. So that ties into those times that I told you would be coming by the end of 2023, and I've been ahead of my game because we're figuring this out as the veil's being lifted and the things that was given, and been using my talents as far as trying to gather it up. Okay, so the woman clothed at her feet is set up, the false prophet set up, and then Trump, the 280-day count, which ties to the 1/28/2020 on the peace deal day. But that 280-day count is the day of a conception for a normal pregnancy, and that would be 5/30 2024. All right, and then on 4/26 ties to Trump going to Studio 54 in 77 when it first opened, and we'll get into that in a minute. And it also ties to Israel being 76 on the Independence Day or whatever, and then May marks their 76 on actually being their nation or whatever, right? So so that's where the 76, and you have Trump at 77, so you have the 1776 Revelation War setting up, and those types of things. So now we can see that Trump went to the cross on 10/2, and then he went to the lower place and cast down to the lower place, the hell, the jail, the bar ring, okay? So that's those places. So he's being cast down. So he's died in those 2 months, right? So he's taken down to the cross and he goes down, okay? So we can track that 2 months, and then around 2 months later, that's when he's in the hell, right? So he's in the dark areas, and that's where you have winter time and such. And then spring break comes, winter break. We had the dollar lose 50% of the world, basically, with the BRICS coming on, with Saudi Arabia and other countries, or Saudi Arabia not taking the dollar anymore for oil. So that's going to be a mechanism that's going to self-fulfill later. But this would be the winter break to the spring break. All right. And that's where those chickens and dragons and such we've been seeing, and the ducks and all that been set last year with the Easter and the balloon in the sky in China, or what. It's all going to be boom, boom, and stack and stack. Okay, so that's where you get like Little Rocket Man for 2024, or the 2911 with the private planes and Hamas and those types of things just dropping out of the sky. The kamikaze thing kind of redo, but then you got parachutes, all these kinds of things. Okay, but we can see that kind of thing playing out or whatever. And then the big Rocket Man, China, and those types of things would be in 2025 for that big Christmas spirit. Okay. So as the winter comes, okay, and pray that your flight's not in the winter time. We see the hijacking in the 80s and the movies and all that. This can all be playing out with the terrorism stuff in the future, and the Delta Force, and the Delta ties to the 747 jet that Joseph Robinette Biden equals to. Either way, so he's going to crash and burn. He's one of the 10, the begotten that's hung on the cross, and that's why you got the impeachment, or he's going to be going down this way, that way, or the other way. All right, but either way, you'll get Kamala, who's one of the harlots that rides the beast, and we already see kind of a reflection with this, with Secretary of Defense and the deputy, the tee off for that big 18 hole in one. All right. Either way, they're at the 18th hole for Elvis being 89 today, if he was alive, and then and he's 46 years dead now. So this is all linking things as well. So as Trump is in the lower parts, he's going to bring up hell with him, right? And Back to the Future Part 2, that's where we see, and Biff Tannen, that's what we talk about this show, because Biff Tannen, according to the writers, is based on Trump. Okay, and we're going to do another video and talk about some things, linking some things that are kind of weird with that things being said, because the timeline of Trump coming out and all these things are all, it's all there to give us the eyes and ears for us who have the eyes and ears to gather the brains up. Okay? And that bray is the donkey sound. And that donkey sound's either out there or you got it in here. Either way, so as he comes up, part 2 shows America burned. Biff Tannen's in power. So movies read frontwards and backwards first off, but that's just one little clue. But as America is burned, that's in the middle of part 2. So that'd be where we're coming up now, because 2024 started as early as the X logo coming out, when Elon did the X logo and then he went live down at the border. All these things tie in an early 2024. So this is where the times are shortened in one aspect and they're lengthened in other things. And because they have to tie the old time and the new time together, and they have to get the old into one area and the new into one area, and the spirit that works, the God spirit, the spirit of earth, all these things are working together to make men move where they need to go. Okay, so either way, that's a whole nother thing. But so from 9/23/2017, that woman in the sky in the that marked the timing of the tribulation, right? Okay, this came on, and it's been 7 years this September 23, 2024, right? So and notice the 9/23/24, and it's the linking of the 23 on 9/11 and all those things. So there's more stuff. So that's the clock. And either way, so that thing that happened in 2017 happens every 7,000 years. So that's marking the end of the church age and the end of that old time. So they have to take out the old time and bring in the new time. So that's where this thing came in. They're taking out the old time, and they're taking out the people who have not done their study and all this shit, because there's been all this information out there, and y'all are still so it's just gonna come down to where the sins are exposed, in a matter of speaking. And as they're exposed, that's where it's just going to go into a new heaven and earth. Like, you're going to have to pay more to be fat. You're going to be taxed to be fat. You're going to be taxed to be unhealthy. Because there's no reason why healthy people, or people that try and take care of their bodies and shit or whatever, that eat right, and that's not just working out or whatever the fuck y'all are trying to do, but you got to take care of the body. You are what you eat, so you are what you drink. So it doesn't matter if you're working out or whatever. It matters how you're taking care of your body and such. So all these things are going to come into play. And since the messenger has been taken out, the body don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. And it's going to go haywire. Because the positive and negative, it's all going to... Okay? So it's quite the show. Hopefully you're not an extra. And there are a bunch of extras in the background that never have their face shown, per se. There's a bunch of extras that just walk on past, all right? That's what most of the world is. And they're living some movie that's going to break open in our reality. And the projection that controls the projection controls the projection by us creating at the lower level. So many things going on here, but the tribulation is all set up. Money set up. The collapse is set up. One card every day. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? So the Lord Don is a patient man. He's giving you months, some years, to process these things, to start making moves. But anyways,